first steps in effectively bringing a product to market. What are the feature benefits that excite the customer? Do you have these sales benefits in your product? Do you have a unique selling proposition? How are you going to reach your target market? How are you going to attract investors? How are you going to attract distributors? Does your product design look great? How are you going to manufacture your product? Can you manufacture it for a reasonable cost? Do you have an effective product brochure and manual? Can you control the quality? Is the product packaged effectively to sell? Are the margins for you and your distributor high enough? How are you going to protect your intellectual property? How are you going to reach the export market? Do you have a website to reach the world? And do you have a business plan? Now, before you get rolling, you need to have given some general consideration, not to incredible detail, to all these points that we've covered here, because they'll make up your end success. Sum up the process here from developing an idea through to a finished product. We have the product, the process to make it, the marketing of the product, and the money to drive the whole system forward. The totally dominant issue here is the market. If you can't market the product, you're dead. So let's set up a simple little example here. A retail product. We've established we can produce this for $10, including our profit margin. With the distributors and retailers' margin, by the time this gets to the customer, we wind up with $30 approximately. So let's do a backward calculation. We know that we can sell it for $30, and that means we've got to be able to produce it for $10. Now, if we can't do this, we have to change something. For example, alter the product design, the process, produce it in Asia, etc., in order to try and bring our production costs plus profit margin into that $10 number. Another option is to change the marketing system and say sell online, eliminating the distributor's margin. Before you spend an awful lot of money here on design, patent protection, etc., make sure you're roughly in the ballpark. Now I'm going to go through each one of these areas, product, process, market and money, and point out the key things that you need to be focusing on up front. Just confine yourself at this stage to a rough product design, a rough set of plans, and a rough prototype. Have you selected the right process for this particular product? Is it a labour-intensive process? And what options exist to reduce the cost of this? In other words, is it really valid to produce it in Asia or not? What is the rough marketing strategy here? And very importantly, how do you intend to bring this to market? What sort of distribution system are you going to use? And it's particularly important if the product's going to be marketed online, because that'll change the cost formula enormously. So think this through carefully before you get started. Need to be generating an approximate product cost, pretty vital right up front. A business plan and investor presentation are things that need to be done not that long after. A business plan to convince your bank manager to maybe loan you some money. An investor presentation in order to interest some investors in the features of the product and roughly how much money they're likely to make out of it. Well, that's our initial run through on the start of product development. I hope that's been helpful to you.